Good evening, everyone. Welcome to VOICEIT Talk Show. I'm your presenter, Stuart Barlow. We just need to read a disclosure before we start. Please take note that we don't take responsibility for offensive languages or videos with this live streaming. Our COVID-19. Our candle on our screen is for all the people that have lost their loved ones with the COVID-19 epidemic. And we keep on praying for full recovery, so keep the distance and stay safe. The purpose of VOICEIT Talk Show. Our talk show will be broadcast in English and in Afrikaans. The show is for any person, organization to voice their opinion in the Free State and around the world. This platform is to share information and knowledge. The viewers are also welcome to interact and ask relevant questions. Our topic tonight is how safe is my home or my business? Crime have escalated in South Africa, in Bloemfontein and in the Free State. And we find it proper to talk about this topic tonight. And we would like you to ask questions whilst we are busy with the show, because we approached Bloemsec Security in Bloemfontein and they were very obliged to be our guest tonight, and would like to welcome Reinhard here. But before we start, we're going to read you a short bio of Reinhard. Reinhard is the operational manager of Bloemsec. He's working in the security industry for 20 years already, and he's 13 years with Bloemsec. He matriculated in Queenstown at Handklip High. Armed Response Plaza, Great Advantage Technical Firearms. He's in control of the arms response unit of Bloemsec. But before we're going to start, we're just going to do a short slideshow of our guest, that he can just feel more comfortable and more relaxed, that you viewers can just know him much better. That was a short slideshow of Reinhard. And we're going to play now, we're going to play a slideshow of Bloemsec, the company itself, that we can also introduce you to Bloemsec, and then we're going to start with our discussion for tonight. There you've seen a little bit of Bloemsek. We'd like to welcome our guest here tonight, Mr. Reinhard. You are more than welcome at VOICEIT Talk Show.
Thank you, Stuart, and thank you, viewers. Thanks for having us, Stuart.
Right, before we start with our first question, how did Bloemsek start? Why a security company? Can you explain to us?
Yes, Stuart, in 2002 we saw the need. We were first just guarding, and then we saw the need for armed response to actually go out to the premises for break-ins, armed robberies, assaults. So we saw a definite need for that. That's why we started the company.
So there is a need that we have discovered that crime is escalating in the Free State and in South Africa.
Yes, unfortunately, that's true, Stuart. In the last 6 months, the crime escalated to about 92% from 63, 64% to 92%. We see it in house break-ins during the day, during the night. We see it in armed robberies, hijackings. So crime is really picking up.
So it's almost 100% that every day of your life there is activities related to crime.
Yes.
If we can talk about housebreaking, do the people, the perpetrators, if I must call them that, normally come armed with a firearm or with a weapon, or do they come in clean-handed?
Stuart, unfortunately, 99% of them come armed. That's with a firearm. You still get a few that comes in with a knife or a panga, but 99% of them are armed these days.
99% comes in with a firearm. Is the firearms licensed? Is it licensed? Owners that comes and rob the people? Or?
No, unfortunately, it's not. It's your criminal that comes in. It's either a stolen firearm or firearm he bought somewhere that he got in an illegal manner.
So it's illegal firearms that's doing
this crime? It's illegal firearm, yes.
Okay. If we look at, I always feel with any incident, the communities can play a big role in preventing or bringing crime down. What role can you advise the community, the neighbor, to be responsible or act in this fashion in assisting, for instance?
Well, first get active. A lot of people don't want to get involved. Get involved. If there's a crime where you see something, don't just keep quiet and just drive past or walk past. Just shout, make a noise, get involved, get to know your neighbors, get to talk when you leave, when you go on holiday. Tell the guys, listen man, I'm not going to be here from that to that time. Will you just please keep an eye? Make friends with your neighbors. That's the best. Get involved.
Yes, because normally I also do have armed response. Luckily I'm with Bloemsek. But whenever I'm not here, I always tell my neighbor, and versa versa. If my neighbor is not here, he'll always tell me to keep an eye, and we work very well close. So a message from Bloemsek, they say communities needs to be involved. That's why there is community, what do you call them?
Community forums.
Forums, yeah, that stand up and work together to bring crime down.
That's correct.
So that one can work.
It does work. Okay.
We're gonna quickly look at a video clip of some houses that their walls are very high in protecting them. Others even got electric fencing. As far as I'm concerned, we are actually in prison here in South Africa or in the Free State with these high walls where we are prisoners in our own homes. Let's just quickly look at the video clip and then we come back again to some questions.
Jurif.com.
There we have seen how high this walls is, and on that walls is still electric fencing. And my question to you as the viewers is to show you how dangerous this society is with housebreaking, that people, if you look at some of the walls, they can build another house only with that wall. And my question to you, is it really necessary to have all these high walls and electricity fence around it, Reina?
Stuart, unfortunately, yes. That's part of life these days, especially with the high crime. And if you want to safeguard yourself and your family, you have to do something. Guys are building walls, closed circuit cameras everywhere, electric fence. So yes, unfortunately, that's the reality. You have to do that.
And will you agree with me that if a guy wants to buy tomorrow a house, he first wants to find out how safe is the vicinity, is there walls, is there cameras, is there electricity, or not really?
Well, yes, I will definitely do it. If you buy into a new area, find out the crime rate, go to your nearest police station. They normally got leaflets that they will give out to you, and also your estate agents. So that does impact everything. I'm not going to buy a house in an area that's high crime rate.
But now and then you still get houses that the fence is so small, and if you go to the people, they say they don't have crime there. Doesn't it encourage the perpetrator to go over the high wall than going over a small fence and think there is nothing here? Or how would you see the mind of a criminal work?
Yes, sometimes high walls mean value, but then in other instance you get easy access. I'm rather going to break into a premises that's got low walls or no walls, no security system. So you know there's no armed response, there's no SAPS that's coming out to your premises. No, I can't see that. To me, it's high walls, yes. It will, in a way, as I said, indicate that there's maybe value inside, that the guy's protecting himself. But also, it can work both ways.
Okay. We're going to look at, I visited some people in Heidedal, and we got a lovely guy that's well known to you people, Cliffy van der Merwe. And let's hear what he got to say. The video is a little bit long, but just be patient with it.
Goeiemôre en Stuart, baie dankie vir die program wat jy loods in Heidedal. Dis hoogtyd dat so iets moet gebeur in Heidedal. Ek is Cliffy van der Merwe, soos julle almal van my ken as Cliffy, eintlik Clifton van der Merwe. Ek bly in Beethovenstraat nommer 15 hier in Heidedal, waar ons kan sê waar die baie agtergeblewe mense met baie probleme, mense wat nie werk nie, kinders wat nie skool loop nie, waar 'n dwelmprobleem, diefstal, inbrakke, hoogtyd 4 hier in Heidedal. Ek wil net van die geleentheid gebruik maak om vir julle te sê, ons het met 'n geweldige probleem met kinders wat dwelms gebruik om nou hulle eie behoeftes te kan betaal, moet hulle inbreek en mense se goed te steel. Ek het so ver gegaan as ek julle kan wys, die plek waar ek bly, het ek beveilig reeds vir mense om nie oor te klim nie en deur te klim nie, Devilsvolk tot daar bo gesit. En soos ek ook nou 'n rukkie terug met Stuart gepraat het, wat gebeur die dag as ek moet 'n brand kry hierso en ek is gesluit. Ek sluit vir my met hierdie kettings toe in die aand in. En ek wonder maar net wat gaan gebeur die dag as ek moet in die middernagtelike ure 'n brand hier moet kry. En waardeur hardop ek en my familie en gesin en mense wat hier by my huur, want toe hardop ons uit om nie om jouself te beskerm. Hoe kom jy uit in so 'n geval? En ek wil net vir julle noem. Ons het 'n paar mense wat gemmer verkoop, die skelmgemmer wat almal maar hier rond drink. En ons het al baie met die mense gesit en praat en gevra hulle moet tog ophou met dit, want as ek julle moet die mense wys wat dagliks hier verbyloop, sal julle skrik. As julle verbyry hier eendag, sê maar op 'n Vrydagmiddag, ry verby my, dan kyk julle hoeveel lê en tiep hier van die gemmer hier buitekant. Dit is 'n ewel. Dit is 'n ewel wat hier by ons is, en die drugs is 'n groot ewel hier by ons. Ek wil hê as almal saam met hierdie ding kan staan, kan ons vir Heidedal 'n beter Heidedal maak, want dis aan die einde van die dag wat ons moet doen om vir Heidedal. As ek ook net die ander ding kan noem, kyk hoe lê die vuilgoed die buitekant rond. Die mense, kom ek noem weer die beeste, soos julle maar almal sê ek is die beeswagter, want die mense se beeste loop hier verby en hulle vreet aan die plastiek. Dit is so ongesond, want jy gaan daai bees koop en dan is die goed alles verwerk in die bees se vleis en ons gaan siek word, mense. Mense kom en hulle krap rond in die vuilgoede in. Dit is so lelik. En dan het ons nog 'n probleem, dat mense strooi net hulle vuilgoed waar hulle wil. Ons het nou die probleem dat Heidedalers nie betaal vir sanitasie en al daai goed nie. Maar as ons almal kan by mekaar staan en net skoonmaak vir ons plek, dan is ons okay.
There we have heard Cliffy van der Merwe. And one question that I would like to highlight that he mentioned there is that he says the people break in to sustain their drug habit. What is your comment on that?
Yeah, so that's absolutely true. Most, I can be wrong now, but most of the people that use drugs are either unemployed and they must somehow, sustain their habit. And that's one way to do is armed robbery and housebreak.
Yeah.
They get whatever they steal, they sell it for next to nothing. They get enough money and they
carry drugs on. So drugs have increased a lot in the past years, like years before.
Matt, I can't actually answer you there truthfully because I don't work a lot with drugs, but we do, when we do arrest at premises, there is sometimes that you get that you can see it's a drug addict.
Okay, so you will agree that the drug addict break in, he steals, and he go and sell it to a person that's buying the stealing goods. Is that person not also as guilty as that drug addict that break into the house?
Yes, of course. That's dealing in stolen goods. So that's criminal offence.
Did you or the police already raid some of these places where they're selling stolen goods?
Yes, especially with the help of the SAP. There's a lot of, like they know about certain places, certain houses that do sell and buy drugs and buy, or they just take the stolen goods from the client and give him some drugs with it. But the SAPS does do raids on that.
Okay, and one important thing that I see Cliffy mentioned, he have showed us is all his security at his home, and he's concerned if a fire break out, he's going to sit definitely with a problem. But at this stage, he had to lock all over where he goes. So higher is the crime in Heidedal. But I see there's a question on Heidedal, but we'll come back later to that question of urban Janus Christians that you can maybe answer us. We go to a next video of also a guy that they have robbed in the street. His name is Sean Grobler. Let's listen to his testimony.
Good morning. My name is Sean Grobler, and I live in 62 Heatherdale Road in Heidedal. I was born here. I'm 50 years old. I've stayed here all my life mostly. It's always been safe around Heidedal. About 6 years ago, we started having break-ins. Now you can imagine for 44 years there's never been a break-in in our house. We had to put in burglar bars. We've had at least 3 break-ins per year, not only us but also the neighbors. We've been targeted, and these seem to all happen around about 3 in the morning. We also know who the people are that are buying the stuff that these guys come to steal. They are actually creating these opportunities for the burglars. The police also does nothing about a matter. They take a case and you never hear from them again. We've had an incident where the fingerprints was only taken a week after the break-in. I mean, what purpose does that serve? And we never heard of that case again. But what I want to share with you is the recent spate of attacks that's happening around the Fourways, Lee Marco area, especially when the lights are off. These muggers attack in that area because there's ATM also on the Lee Marco side. They attack people that go to the ATM. They attack people that come from work. It's very dark on that end, on that side of the road at some nights because the street lights are not always working. I was marked there last week Tuesday coming from the ATM. Luckily I didn't have any money on me. They just took an old phone that I had. But it's like they practice this. They are professional. They can see when you are disoriented, and that is when they strike. I posted this on Facebook to alert people about the area because the previous night, the Monday night, another neighbor of ours up in the street, I'm not going to mention his name, was also attacked around Fourways Finest, and he luckily got away, and he came and told me about this. But I didn't put much attention to it, and the same thing happened to me the very next day. I know quite a number of people who's been attacked in that area. They also tamper with the ATMs where they have this card swapping. I don't know what can be done, but I'm living in the street where the police station is. I was marked less than 50 meters from the police station. And when you do report, nothing happens. I'm concerned because I've spoken to some of the people in our area that we need a proper neighborhood watch, that we can work together with the police. There are some cameras, but they are useless because you can see what's happening. You can see the person, but you can't identify them because of the quality of the footage. And I would call on people from Heidedal that we find a way to get a proper neighborhood watch. And there are quite a number of unemployed people here which we can involve to do the neighborhood watch for the different areas. and also have a line that we can get in touch with the police immediately. Problem also is that the 10111 line doesn't assist you much. I phoned 2 weeks ago also for them to come out because of a suspicious car and 3 guys that tried to break into my neighbor's van that's standing outside. They appeared on the scene about 3 hours later, but luckily we caught the guys. But as I'm saying is that we have the 10111 office right here in Edendale. It's about 30 seconds away from my house. Still there's no response. You don't see police vehicles in the streets. There's no visibility. And the problem is they go around fining people for walking around late at night, which is a good thing. But at the same time, they should apply themselves to stop these muggers and robbers. And we know where they offload the stuff. I'm even prepared to say at some stage, if they should interview me, who I know buys stolen stuff. And this way we could be able to break this down. Thank you very much.
Some time ago, I had the media officer of the police in the Free State here, and he mentioned that a lot of people know where the drug dealers is, a lot of people know where stolen goods is, but they don't come to the police. And here we are sitting now with a very interesting person, Mr. Sean Grobler. Thank you for that. He said he is available to go and show the police who is the culprits that's buying these stolen goods. So what is your comment on that one from your perspective as a security company? Will it help or will it?
Yes, please. Any of the public that knows of illegal drug houses, people that buy stolen goods, please contact the SAPS. If you want to, you can contact us. We've got contacts at the police, so we can try to help you if you're not satisfied with the way that you were treated or that the case has been handled. We can help you. We know a lot of SAPS officers here in Bloemfontein, so we can always try to help you.
Okay, Sean, thank you for that input. We're really going to make it a point. I'm going to introduce you to Bloemsec, and then we can take it from there. And if you have members that can start a neighborhood watch, Bloemsec is also prepared to assist with that. But we'll come back later to that one. We're going to quickly look at the rubbish bags, the black bags that they are putting in the street. And VOICEIT got this to tell you. Let's just quickly have a look at it.
VOICEIT.com.
Now, if we all look at these black bags that's lying sometimes for weeks, more than 3 days, 4 days, there is genuine guys that's recycling, do the recycling business really to bring an income. But what VOICEIT have noticed, there's other criminals that comes and they open your rubbish bag, but they see what is in your rubbish bag. Like I've shown you a bag where there's Wellington brandy. They see what food you are eating. They analyze your whole home inside. And we just feel that is also a takeoff point for the burglar to burglar your home, because they know already what's happening by just moving around in the rubbish bag. What is your opinion about that, Reinhard?
Yes, of course you will get that. You'll get the guy that's really supporting himself by collecting tins or whatever. But then you're going to get a criminal aspect too. You always have that. As you said, going for your bag, they can get a lot of information through what's in your rubbish bag. So if it's possible, if you see it's not picked up the day it's supposed to be, take it back. Just put it in your yard somewhere. Don't let it outside on the pavement where everybody can get access to it.
But we don't have at this stage, like for instance, municipality got certain days to collect. And putting it out that day, bringing it back, and then municipality pass the next day or later, and you are losing it. Do you understand? So here, municipality needs to wake up. It must be a wake-up call also to them. If they tell the neighborhood they come on that day, then they must come and collect that rubbish back. Do you agree with that?
I do.
So people, just be careful of what you always put in your bags, because I can tell you now, that is how they inspect your home inside, through your bag. That's very, very vital and important. Okay, we've quickly gonna see the training of Bloemsec, how they train their people. Let's just quickly watch this video clip and come back again.
Manne, Brixie by Otter, lekker geleentheid gekry. Het gehoor die Bloemsec manne skiet gereeld. Hulle is elke woensdag op die skietbaan. Hulle doen 'n bietjie handwapen oefen saam met hulle armed response manne. Bietjie met Reinhard gepraat en hoor hoekom doen hulle dit en ja, geniet hom. Hallo Reinhard, gaan met jou.
Dit kan nie klaar nie self.
Sy lekker man, lekker. Hoorie, so is vir my baie interessant om 'n bietjie die handwapen te sien. Hoe gereeld skiet julle en hoekom?
Jongens skiet elke woensdag. Weer ons hy kom partytjie nou elke tweede woensdag. Dis maar net om die aksieouens te leer. Hulle staan opgelei met 4 wapens. Is net 'n bietjie om hulle te verfyn. Met die hantering van die wapen om teen spoed te skiet. Merk changes te doen. Net as hy in 'n voorval kom en hy moet 'n nuwe magasyn insit, sy magasyn is uitgeskiet, dat hy weet hoe om dit te doen en dat hy dadelik kan doen, dat hy veilig kan doen. En dan is maar net die algemene hantering van die wapen en ook om sy skietvernuft 'n bietjie op te skerp.
Ja, kyk, ek het nog 'n kans skiet en toe doen ek bietjie wat die ouens doen. En dis verdomp moeilik. Dis nie net eenvoudig soos in die movies, jy skiet op 'n paar skote en alles is raak nie.
Nee, dis vir ongeluk is dit baie oefening. Dis hoekom ons spandeer baie geld daaraan. Gelukkig ons kry baie goeie ondersteuning van die werk af, van Bloemsec af. Koop hy ammunisie aan, so ons kom elke woensdag, elke tweede woensdag soms sê. En die ouens moet oefen. Dit is soos enige sport. As jy nie oefen nie, gaan jy nie goed word daar nie. En ek bedoel, hulle moet by 'n kliënt stop en 'n kliënt kan verdedig as daar 'n roof is wat ons baie kry. So jy weet die ouens moet opleiding kry daarvoor.
Right, luister hier Reinhard, baie dankie vir jou tyd en ek gaan 'n bietjie meer in jou draai kom maak. Dit is nog wel lekker om kry te brand, hè.
100% so meneer. Baie dankie.
Thanks man.
There you've seen Bloemsec is also very active, giving their people twice a month training on how to handle and shoot with the firearms, to make sure that if you are with this company, you are safe when your alarm goes off. But my question to you is it important to have an armed response company? And why would you say that?
Yes, the reason I say is unfortunately these days there's so much crime, and to get somebody to respond to you when you and your family are in need, when somebody is busy breaking into your premises, to your house, you want somebody there within 5 to 10 minutes, or even quicker if it's possible. Now sometimes it happens, it takes 2-3 minutes, responses at your house, sometimes it will take a little bit longer. Unfortunately, the SAPS is so overloaded with crime that it is necessary, definitely, to have armed response company.
Is there still companies that is security companies, but they don't have armed response?
Yes, unfortunately, that's it's a bad point. It's a bad taste in my mouth because they don't always disclose it. Now you'll get a company, he's a tactical response or he's tactical this and they're not armed response. They don't comply with the CIRA legislation, the rules, and you get a guy doing your alarm with a BB gun or one of these cap guns that shoot blanks. So, I mean, unfortunately, yeah, these companies that does that.
I've seen on an advert also that they are advertising these blank guns for 2,000 something. But I mean, if I must get a blank gun and a burglar comes in with a real gun, what chances do we have?
Got no chance at all, because he's going to see the weapon in your hand, and if it comes to that, he's going to do one of two things. He's going to run away, or he's going to shoot you, and then you can't defend yourself.
So people, make sure if you want a security company, unless maybe Bloomsec, make sure that they are armed when they come out. We're quickly gonna look at the video where the minister makes a statement that's not nice for VOICEIT.
Looks like the numbers are going up instead of being corrected.
We would love to see legal firearms reduced.
The proposed changes to the Firearm Control Act will see firearm licenses no longer being issued for self-defense purposes.
Just a straight question to you. If the minister take the legal firearms away, Bloomsec will be also suffering because they're going to also take their firearms away. What will your comment then be?
Yes, that will hurt the business, and it will also hurt the public. If you've got nobody to look after you, if you're an armed robbery with a legal firearm, how am I going to defend you as my client? If I haven't got a firearm and you've been attacked by people with AKs or illegal firearms.
So you agree that that thing will never actually bring crime down if the legal owners' guns get taken away?
No, I can't see that.
Okay. All right. We're going to look at a video of illegal firearms. People that got illegal firearms and dancing with the illegal firearms. And these are the heavy-duty firearms that they use in very big burglaries and hijackings. Let's just first look at it. Why we were just showing you that video is to see the heavy arm illegal firearms that is doing the rounds. So I don't know if you are a legal firearm owner with a 9mm, what chances you even have with the AK-47. And I've just heard rumors that you can buy an AK for 250 Rand, not even 500 Rand, 250 Rand, and you can commit your crime and it's over. But on that note, we're going to take a break. There is questions that's coming in. We got a questions of urban Janus Christians that we're going to handle. So please, people, send some questions. Our legal advisor is here that got all the expertise to answer your questions. So whilst we are playing this song of Brooks Hill, questions is coming in, and then we continue with our program. Okay, here we got at least one question that we would like an answers on urban Janus Christians. Okay, so it makes sense why you choose Bloomsec since they your preferred security company. With almost 15 active armed response companies in Bloemfontein. That's actually great. Bloomsec not being very prominent in Heidedal. Now, I assume there is clients of yours in Heidedal.
Yes, we've got quite a lot of clients in Heidedal.
And you do response?
Yes, we do response there.
Okay, but to make it more active, can you get a subcontract group of people there that can work hand in hand with you to bring down the crime, especially like Sean? We're gonna support Sean through you by assisting through the police with his statement that he made, where he said that he knows where at which houses they are selling these goods.
Yeah.
So if it's possible, if I get a group of people in Heidedal, can we work in hand with you to bring the neighborhood in Heidedal under control? What do you suggest?
Stuart, yes. Of course, anything to help the community. If we're doing the same thing in Hilton, for a lot of the businesses there, they had the same problem, high crime, especially with some of the Nigerians and people that moved in there, the drugs. Break-ins were picking up quite quickly, armed robberies. So we did it for them, for Hilton, doing patrols there at night. And so yes, definitely, if they can contact me, they can contact you, you can come into contact with me, and we can help them as far as possible.
Okay, there you have heard Janice, so I'll contact you and see how we can work together with Bloomsec and the other listeners that's there to get a group of community members to come together in connection with Bloomsec. They have already done it in Hilton with the Nigerians and it dropped a lot, and then we can take it from there. So please people, if you are feeling that you want to be part of this, send me a inbox and say who you are. We can quickly arrange a meeting. We can get Reynard comes in and they can address us and take it from there, and you people can really work very well together. We're going to continue with another guest that we pay a visit. Is Russell Murison. He got a lot of businesses and actually he's my cousin. And let's first listen to his story. He have been also a victim of crime, and we take it from there.
Hi, my name is Russell Murison. I'm the owner of Moods and Flavors, King's Liquor Store, Green Lounge. I had a couple of businesses before, but the reason why I'm speaking to you today is because I really want to tell you that I've been born and bred in Bloemfontein. I'm like the old school Bloemfontainers, and I've been in business for about more than 30 to 35 years in Heidedal, Ashbury, Heatherdale. I think a lot of you know me. I just want to talk about the armed robbery, which is now very, very, it's actually happening a lot in Bloemfontein and all over the country, as we know, with the lack of policing in the so-called township areas, which we are part of. Bloemfontein's policing is not very good, and I've been robbed about 2 times in my life, thanks God, and fortunately nobody was physically hurt, but unfortunately any armed robbery will leave you with trauma. I've been robbed at my house while pulling in with my car. There were some guys waiting for me. I was not aware of that, and it left me, that's about 7 to 8 years ago. Unfortunately, I was not aware of it, as these robbers usually work on, they have the advantage because they know when they're going to rob you, and you always are not aware of it. It left me and my family very, very traumatic, especially my wife and grandkids. It's not a good experience, I just have to tell you that. And as much as we enhance our democracy, unfortunately it came with a lot of stuff that we did not expect. Our own people are thriving on their own, and robbery is just something that we all have been, most of us has been really the victim of. It is not good for me to say that policing is not good, and we have to, one way or the other, try to look after ourselves. The experience is so traumatic that at the end of the day, it does leave a wound in whatever you do, and you feel just like things happen that you cannot control. The trauma is not nice, it leaves a wound. The prevention of it, I don't know how I'm going to put it without putting some blame on the community itself. Because people has got the ability to move anywhere they can. We don't take note of people in our areas, and I think we must be all very vigilant to really identify what's happening in our areas, look out for one another. At the end of the day, it happens to all of us. I just want to really say that Bloemfontein has always been one of the safest cities in the country, because we were a very close-knit community, but unfortunately, with the influx of people from outside, it's not easy to control. Something that I really want to bring up also is the new arms, the new gun laws, where they actually is thinking about taking away the gun ownership of, even for people to defend themselves. I don't think in this abnormal situation now is the right time to do that, because if you cannot defend yourself, we all will be just praised to whatever. If the government can see that crime drops a lot, not a bit, but a lot, I think we all need our firearms. We still have to look out for ourselves, because unfortunately, like I said before, the policing is not good in our country. And if we cannot defend ourselves, we'll be prey for any criminal whatsoever. As far as the petty crime which is really plaguing our area, I really want to say is as much as you steal from me, somebody will steal from you. And at the end of the day, if we cannot look out for each other, if you cannot decide to work for yourself and earn a living wage, it will be bad. That's why we need jobs. We have to concentrate on giving our kids jobs so that these kind of things is not necessary to do. But unfortunately, there's no jobs. People go out and look to steal whatever they can, which I think is unfortunate. So the blame is, unfortunately I have to say this, the blame is you at home that's sitting still and not be vigilant enough to look after your next of kin, your neighbor. And the biggest blame is on the government that cannot look after their people. I'm scared for my grandkids that's growing up, because if this continues, there's no way we will have a better South Africa. I thank you.
Right there, Russell make valid statement. He's an old school from Ashbury, turned to Heidedal. What he's actually trying to say, those years you can walk 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning alone. And I think the whole Bloemfontein was like that years ago. And everybody knows everybody and everybody will protect everybody. But now with a lot of influx of volumes of people coming into South Africa, it's getting very scary and risky because nobody knows one another. And another statement that he makes is that if the community can really work hand in hand together and be vigilant and say, hey, what is this guy doing in this yard or whatever, don't you think it will also drop and bring down the crime?
Yes, it definitely will. That's what I said a little bit earlier. The people must get involved. If you see something funny or something that's out of place, make alarm. Call the SAPS, call your security company, call your neighbor. Ask, man, I see these guys working at, just entering your premises. Is there something wrong, or they're busy building at your premises? But get involved, please.
Community, we need to get involved. You can't every time sit on social media and just criticize the police. If you're not going to get physically involved and work hand in hand with your security company or neighborhood watch or the police, it's not going to bring nothing down. So also what he was mentioned and what you have already said earlier, if they want to start taking the guns away from the legal owners, the crime is just going to escalate. Do you agree?
Yes, and the problem is how are you going to defend yourself if you don't have legal firearms for self-defense anymore?
Okay. So, Mr. Minister, we're going to send you the slip in any case that we're going to oppose it. VOICEIT is totally opposing this thing of taking legal firearms away. That's the last protection that we can have because, like Bloemsek said, the latest burglars comes with the firearm and they don't play when they come in. I must just mention there was some time in VOICEIT where there was a lot of housebreaking there and they catch this burglar and actually they killed him, the community. And from there on there was no more burglaries in VOICEIT because they are too scared to go to that area now. That's how, to the extent people went, and that's how fed up they were. And yeah, it's just a little small thing. Let the people just start working together. No matter where you stay, be part of a security company or neighborhood watch and be vigilant. What is your view when Russell even mentioned that you was robbed in his driveway, that people can do when they approach their house? What would you say?
Be aware of your surroundings. I always, when I go home and I go into my gate or get near to my house, look, is there a car that's been behind you for a certain amount of time? Is there all of a sudden somebody is standing close to your premises or across the street from your premises, look, make sure of your surroundings. If you enter your premises and somebody comes running up, drive away as fast as possible. If you've got a quick remote on your gate, close it quickly. But don't get caught. Be vigilant. Look, always see what's going on around the premises. When you come to your house, see if anything's out of the ordinary. Your gate doesn't want to open. Don't stop and get out of your vehicle to fix your gate. Drive away immediately and call somebody that can come and assist you.
What is your comment? Can you shoot to kill a perpetrator when you get him in your house? What does the law say? How do you, as a gun owner, if a perpetrator comes into your house?
Yeah, that's a subject that's got, there's so many bylaws and stuff like that. As I understand it, the only time that you are allowed to use violence or use your weapon is if your life, your family's life is in immediate danger. That doesn't mean when the perpetrator breaks through your front door, you're allowed to shoot him. You can't do that. Only when your life is in immediate danger, you are allowed to shoot him.
So if you say that's the law, so what I just want to say, when I get a perpetrator in my house, immediately there's adrenaline in me. I don't think I'm going to first look at how my life is in danger or ask the perpetrator, do you want a cup of coffee or tea? I'll shoot him. And we will talk more afterwards, because it's the moment when you and the guy meet one another, because how did he get in? You got high walls, you got security, you got the alarm system, and here you get the guy. What is this guy come and do here in your house instead of putting your life in danger? That's my opinion.
That's your opinion.
Okay. And also, voice it, why these burglars are so arrogant getting to houses, breaks in, because they know they are protected. And we are just making a blunt statement what we have seen, that it's better to have an unlicensed firearm than a licensed firearm. Because the moment I shoot a person in my house even, a case of attempted murder will be opened against me. And a lot of people are so scared and so confused, they don't know if they're coming or going. Let this be a question to you to think about it. Just a last question. You will agree that the legal firearm owners is not a problem in the community, that the warrants of bail to be amended?
No. The problem is with us owning firearms. You have to go through competency. You have to go through such a rigorous training to get your firearm license. You're not going to be irresponsible. So no, I don't think so.
Okay, here's a last question from a Blanche Heather Solomon. She reads as follows. Yes, Russell, I agree. People need to take responsibility, but they are too scared because the neighbors might know the criminals, but they are friends with the parents of the criminals. So they choose to keep quiet. For example, a big thorn in the flesh is the drug dealers who buy from these thieves, because most of these thugs steal for a fix. Are they scared for the neighbors, or don't you think the neighbors must start really waking up and smell the roses?
Yes, okay, so I can understand the comment there that they're scared. If you're scared and you've got any information, contact somebody. We on groups with the SAPS, crime intelligence, so we've got all that people that we can talk to. If you feel you want to, there's a drug house just behind you, and you're not happy with it, and you want to do something about it, please go to somebody you can trust. If it's a neighbor, if it's a SAPS, If it's your security company, ask them, listen man, I've got this problem, what can we do about this? And I can tell you, if anybody comes to me and say, Reinhard, there's a place that buys stolen goods, they've got 2 warehouses full, and that's the address, I'm immediately going to go to the SAPS, the right people, and we're going to give the information to them and let them sort out the problem for us.
Okay, so don't be scared if you have information. There's channels that you can follow, and just be quiet, because at the end of the day, you yourself are putting yourself in danger if you don't speak up. People, on this note, we would like to say thank you for all the viewers that was listening in to the questions that you have asked, especially Janice. We're going to work on that one. I'll have a meeting maybe Friday again with Bloomsec and see how we can subcontract some people there in Heidedal to be part with them, and maybe it will help. So on this note, again, I would like to say thank you for our guest, and thank you again for Bloomsec to come and give our viewers information. Until our next interview, stay safe, people, and thank you so much.